Welcome back to the podcast emanating from the Grand Lodge of Cyprus with me, Brother Paul Harper, Knight Order Emerit, and
Brother Josh, CP, Certified Primo.
And today's guest is none other than the reigning Grand Primo of the Grand Lodge of Cyprus, Brother Rahil, on the Roll of Honour.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, you can say hello now.
Right. Exciting stuff.
Does it fill you with a certain amount of pride to be called that?
Yes, it does indeed.
Explain what the feelings were when you realised that you've been voted in.
Well, having been in the order for a lot of years, it is something you see people doing, and you perhaps wonder how or why they've got that job.
Uh-huh.
And I felt that myself personally, over the years, I've grown more and more into the buffs and done perhaps more for them and got more involved, especially since I've lived in Cyprus. So when the offer came along that I might be nominated for it, I clapped my hands and said, yes, please.
Now, you say you've been in the order a while. How many years, or are you prepared to tell us that?
Yes. I've now been in 40 years.
40 years, wow. And tell us about the start of your buffs career. Where was that, and when was it, and how was it?
Right, that was in the North Bucks province in Stony Stratford, the Albert Lodge I was initiated into. Mm-hmm. This is only because a friend of mine who lived across the road, I hadn't long lived in Milton Keynes, was a buff and asked me if I was interested. So you've got to go along and have a look, haven't you, and see what these things are all about. So that's what I did and really got into it from there. I was at regular meetings every week. I then went through all the officers. I became treasurer of that lodge for 2 or 3 years. But that was very easy for me because I was a post office manager, so I just had to take the cash in the morning and say to one of the girls, sort that out.
Helps you know the right people, doesn't it?
Yes, did make my life easy. PGP for a year, Knights President. The only thing I hadn't done was Roll of Honour President. I never actually attended a Roll of Honour meeting until last night, as it happens.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Last night was the first Roll of Honour?
It was the first one I've ever been to.
Can I just say, after 40 years in Lodge, still having firsts, I think that's quite amazing, that is.
It was something I'd never bothered with before. But, well, I don't know, I probably coerced him to go in last night, I must admit. And I now feel, as Grand Primo, I really ought to attend as many other lodges as I can.
Do you feel there's a certain amount of pressure on you being Grand Primo for 25?
Yes.
In what respect?
Very good answer there.
Again, I'm expected to do lots of things. I'm expected to raise money for my appeal, mm-hmm. which has started off reasonably well, I must admit. And we've got two dues going on, one in February, mm-hmm. Which is my honorary membership, also my birthday on that day. So that will be interesting. A barbecue here, hopefully 70 odd people coming along to enjoy it. I've even got family coming over from England.
Wow.
So
that's quite impressive. I mean, being in the buffs for 40 years and you're only 42. You mentioned your Grand Primo appeal. Yes. Tell us about that. What is the Grand Primo appeal for 25?
It is for Spavo. It's a Cypriot charity
uh-huh.
that really main job is to look after, well, they call them battered women, but I think we really ought to.
I would suggest we go with abused. It's a better
abused women. Yeah, I actually think so as well. But they've got 3 up and running houses at the moment, safe houses for them, uh-huh. and a 4th being done up in Larnaca at the moment. So that's what made me quite interested in it, because something was going on locally here, as well as in the rest of the island, which I thought, would be something. It's also doing something for the community, and perhaps for women as well, because at the moment we're just known as an all-male organisation.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be nice to do that. Although they do look after males as well, and they do lots of other things with people. So it's not only for these abused women.
It sounds rather interesting. And how did you stumble across them?
I stumbled across it because a friend of mine from the British Legion happened to mention it, and somebody at the British Legion is also a really great supporter of it. Mm-hmm. So I got talking to him, got some literature. I'm going to meet some people over there very shortly with him, pick up a lot more literature. He came to our Christmas do, our winter ball.
Yeah.
And he was very interested. So I'm also trying to get more and more people from the British Legion, who are only next door to us, to come along. They like to come to the events we do, but they can't find anybody that's particularly interested in joining.
Do you think that's something to do with the mystique surrounding organisations like the Buffs?
Possibly, but I also think it's something to do with a lot of people still haven't heard of the Buffs, which I find quite surprising. You mention you're in the Buffs, and well, who are they?
Yeah, what timetable do you run?
I mean, you mentioned the Masons, and they know all about them. They've all heard of them. We seem to be a little bit behind in that, but great, in Cyprus we are putting ourselves forward, and with everything we're doing for outsiders, we are getting well known.
Now, you've been in the Buffs, as you say, for several years.
Yes.
Decades. You've obviously seen how things have moved forward. Have they moved forward slightly quicker in recent times? Or?
I think they've moved forward quicker in Cyprus. It's since COVID, especially in Cyprus, we've started to push forward a bit more with online, brothers joining online, and of course Facebook and all the media. It helps promote things a lot more. Perhaps it's because we were behind the UK at some point. I'd say we probably caught up, and it's still fresh to us, and it's still exciting to us to get that out there. So it's definitely good, and it helps a lot.
Yeah, and I think we are recruiting a lot more people.
The other thing, I do like blowing our own trumpet, but we are quite a professional organisation on the island as well.
I'd say very professional.
Yes, very much so. I agree. I mean, what are we doing now? Has this ever been done anywhere else?
I don't think so.
No, I don't either. I mean, we've gone for Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
Wasn't many other people that done that. And
to be honest, that was kind of born out of necessity, though, because I just actually recently joined just shortly before COVID. And of course, there was no way of meeting. So it was a case of having to find some way of doing it. And Skype was obviously the best option because everyone had heard of it.
Yeah.
No, several of our members hadn't heard of Zoom, so we didn't bother with that yet. But we kind of migrated towards Zoom now. And we've got several overseas members that are members here, which is great. Is that something you'd like to see happening in the Buffs?
Very much so. I'm very involved with the Filipino people joining, and it was great to initiate 13 of them in one go.
Yeah.
I think that must be a first. So that was good. I do travel to the Philippines a lot, as I've got relations there, and so I want to go over and get them moving on it. But I think they're going to have problems in finding premises. They belong, to be honest, the Filipinos seem to belong to so many fraternal societies.
Oh, really?
Very much so, yes. The amount of emails I get every day from different people who I'm in touch with over there, from different fraternities they've attended. So they're that sort of people that like being helpful and doing things.
Which is pretty much what the Buffs is.
Very much so, yes.
What is it for you? The Buffs.
The Buffs.
Yeah.
Friendship. It's a chance to do something for other people in raising money to help people less fortunate than myself. I say it is very good friendship, and it's a way, I think, of finding out more about locally and even nationally, because there'll be somebody in this lodge, if I want to know anything about going anywhere or doing anything, will have done it.
Yeah.
So it's always somebody there with some more knowledge that I can lean on.
It's another good thing about the Buffs is as you say, is friendship. And if you move to another country like I did 5 odd years ago, didn't know anyone, joined the Buffs, and I've met people like Josh and yourself. And
that's the good thing about it. It doesn't take long to. It's almost like you're straight back at home, really. As soon as you walk through that door, even though people don't know who you are, you're immediately accepted. And
it's very welcome.
It feels natural. Yeah, that's one of the very good things about it.
Not only that, but a sort of familiar surroundings with the various opening ceremonies and things like that. So it is like a huge family, but an international one.
Yeah,
it is, because I think it proves it a lot, because we do get many members from the UK coming over to different functions that we run. So from that point of view, it's definitely international. And as I say, when I go back to the UK, I normally would visit my own mother lodge, but I've now started branching out and going to other lodges within the UK just to really introduce myself as much as anything else.
I believe you've made a trip to the multi-award-winning Trent Valley Lodge.
No, I haven't.
You haven't yet?
No,
Oh.
I'm intending to do that in June because I want to go to Grand Lodge in June. So I will, while I'm there, I would go there as well. Now, I did make a trip to the Moorcross Lodge in Oxfordshire to pick up a cheque for £6,000 for the Holiday of a Lifetime appeal.
Okay.
And also, I picked up...
Just for the people listening, the Holiday of a Lifetime is yet another charity that we support massively in the lodge. It's one of our main ones throughout the year, isn't it? Just for everyone listening, if they don't know.
Yes, that's brilliant. And that is pretty well known on the island. I find I belong to another organisation, Hashes, Hash House Harriers, and everybody there, I can assure you, knows about Holiday of a Lifetime. So if we are putting on any functions, we could normally rely on at least 20 of those people to turn up to support us.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Now, various functions. There's one coming up in March. That's quite exciting as well. It's the second year's
golf
run.
extravaganza.
The golf extravaganza. Because what you may not know is brother Ray is almost a scratch golfer. He spends an awful lot of time on the golf course on a Friday.
Scratching about in the dirt, looking at the balls.
Yeah, I didn't say the handicap was a scratch, but
It will definitely be an interesting one because I'll be attending that. And the last time I played golf, the club swung out of my hands and I left.
Yeah, it's the ball that's got to travel, not the club.
Well, no one told me you've got to hit the ball.
Brother Ray, can you tell us when that is?
That's on the 26th of March at Vikla, which is just up the mountains from Limassol.
Yep.
We are taking golfers who want to play. Will cost them €40, and that gives them a bacon butty for breakfast. It then gives them a meal in the afternoon as well, and 18 holes of golf. Anybody who's perhaps not a golfer, and this could include wives, girlfriends, any friends at all who don't play golf, and Josh, of course, could come up, and we will have an expert up there training them or showing them how to play golf, and they'll knock a few balls about and they'll go for a walk around the local village, and they will also get breakfast and a meal, and that will only cost them €15. So it's good, that's a good day out.
It is a good day out, especially for the golfers, including golf. You know,
that's right.
But do make sure that you take some small change, because you are going to be having some form of raffle or something like that for your grand prize appeal. Yeah,
there will be a raffle. Yes. There will also be prizes for the golf, for the nearest the rope, for the nearest the pin.
Are you going to put the rope further out this year?
No, because I can't reach it. You big hitters manage to go past it. I don't.
Yeah.
So, Ray, tell us about any other plans that you've got apart from the golf and stuff like that. Is there any other ideas you've got floating around you'd like to talk about?
Well, there was thoughts of doing a walk from Ias Nikolaos to here. But it seems, talking to different people, that the SBA police won't be too happy about lots of people walking down the corridor road. So I don't know. I enjoy walking. I just think unless we can find somewhere else to do it, that may not come off.
Okay.
Possibly even let's get involved with a fishing competition. Just need someone who's got a boat.
I think I know someone.
Come up with something, yeah.
I think your immediate past might be able to help there.
Yes, well, I must admit, I bought a boat when I first came over here.
Oh, yeah?
The idea of fishing.
Yeah.
But I didn't keep it too long because there wasn't any fish very locally. You've got to go sort of 10, 15 miles out for when the tuna are running.
Yes, I think that's vastly superior to any fishing I've done.
Yeah, definitely me too as well. Apart from a little tiny rod sat on a rock for 15 minutes and then going home, I don't fish. I don't do a lot, to be honest with you, Paul. I don't golf. I don't fish.
Well, fishing was one of the reasons, not the big reason, but one reason I came over here. Where I lived in the UK, I was miles from the sea, basically Milton Keynes, London and Milton Keynes. But we used to go sea fishing quite often, once a month, long drive and perhaps even an overnight, and I really enjoyed it. And I thought, well, living like somewhere out here, I was lucky to be able to retire at a very young age. So I thought, virtually as soon as I was out here, I bought a boat.
Now, you say virtually as soon as you were out here, you bought a boat. So you decided to retire out here. How did you discover James Mercury and Decalia Lodge?
Well, I'd actually been to James Mercury before.
Okay.
When I'd been over here on holiday and such things, I'd visited James Mercury Lodge. I'd visited the Akatiri Lodge as it was at the time. I even bought a cheque over for Holiday of Lifetime for £1,000 to present to them from my lodge in the UK. I'd been to one of the Limassol lodges. I can't honestly remember which one. So I had done some lodges out here.
Because that's probably something else that if people are sort of listening to this and they know nothing about Buffs, is we have lodges scattered right across the island, really. Ish. We got on both sides anyway.
Yeah. Can't believe why we haven't got one in Pathos.
Yeah.
There must be so many expats that we can't get there and get it sorted out. It just doesn't seem to happen for some reason.
I'm pretty sure that's one for the future, and I'm pretty sure we can get together and get something sorted out.
I must admit, I'm tending to concentrate on overseas at the moment with the Filipinos. I understand we might have somebody from Malta wants to join us as well. We just also had a Canadian join us, so let's really go international as the Grand Lodge of Cyprus.
Yeah, it seems to be a banner that's flourishing.
Very much so, very much so. It's grown since I've been here.
And that's partly due to the people that have been in charge.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did I put myself down as that as well?
Yeah, exactly. That's where I was headed.
Is that what you're hinting at?
In a very subtle way, trying to edge you on there. Now, you mentioned you want to go to Grand Lodge in the UK. Is there a specific reason and a specific message that you would carry through to Grand Lodge of England?
Oh, most definitely. That we are thriving. We are doing things differently. We are recruiting. So, yes, that would be my main idea, to get over there and fly the flag.
Fly the flag of Cyprus.
Well, and also the Holiday of a Lifetime flag. I mean, it brings children in from the UK for a holiday. We do need the help of people in the UK to help set it up and get it moving. And to be honest, to raise some money for it to help us. We can raise money towards it here, but it becomes difficult I think it used to cost, from memory, about £15,000 to bring 10, 12 children over here for a fortnight. It now costs something like £30,000 to bring 10 children over here for a week.
Yeah.
So we do need help with the funds for that.
Which we've got a very good group of supporters at the moment. And I understand what you're saying. Once you start, because we've got kids coming over in May as well, which is very exciting. First time since, pre-COVID, really. And especially for myself, because it's my first involvement with Holiday of a Lifetime. So very exciting times to get it back and going again and rolling. But I have no doubt that the supporters and everyone that supported it for years will continue to do so.
I would have thought so, yes. I mean, it's always been our main charity.
Yeah, it's a cause that people love. They love to support it. And again, like I said, in May, it will be nice because people can now finally see that stuff's happening again, where their money's going, and hopefully that will ignite a bit of a fire in them, and support it a bit more.
Yes, there was, I think about a year ago, there was something on the radio for somebody who was on holiday over here about Holiday of a Lifetime. And they got in touch with us and said, I was one of them children years ago who came out on Holiday of a Lifetime. So, they still remembered that very fondly.
Yeah. That's quite special.
It is special, yes.
Now, surely with your visit, you can sort of ignite and enthuse the Grand Lodge of England, hopefully, with your enthusiasm, and because we need their assistance when it comes to arranging trips as well.
Very much so.
Because obviously they could have the contacts over there that we don't necessarily have.
Yes, I can assure you when I get there, I won't stop talking to people.
I find that hard to believe.
I do like going on about things that ignite me, shall I say.
And that's part of the enthusiasm. I think that's what it's about. It's not just coming once a week, and it's fantastic if people are excited about it and push it out there, and it's a nice thing to talk about. So, and all it takes is one person to share that excitement, and before you know it, you've managed to do something.
Probably the older I get, the more excited I get.
That's possibly not good news for some people, but for us as buffs, very.
Oh no.
Now, if someone's sitting there thinking, why should I be a buff? Give them reasons to become part of the Royal Antediluvian Order of Buffaloes.
Because you will find instant friendship. You will find instant help for anything that you need to do or you need help. It's fun. We enjoy going out. We go out for meals together. We sometimes involve the ladies, but not always.
On occasion.
On occasions. Once a month, there's at least a barbecue going on here, or there's something going on here. So it gets people out of their environment, especially if you don't know many people over here.
Yeah.
It's a great way of meeting new people. So I would say, come and join us, please.
Because that's the other thing, is because of the diverse community that we have within the Buffs, you'll find people that tennis players, golf players, like to go for walks, go diving, whatever. There's a vast array of us, and from all walks of humanity as well.
That's right. And if anybody, I'm not a diver myself, but if anybody wanted to join and wanted to go diving, I'm sure we could point them in the right direction. And we do have people who go diving.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
So, anything like that. I'm hoping this year to also reignite our friendship with the Royal British Legion, when we used to have once a year a sports day between the two organisations here on the camp. Involve things like tug of war and different sports that we could do easily. Nothing too energetic, of course, because it does get very hot here in the summer. Just great fun. I think we need to involve ourselves with other organisations, such as the British Legion. I'd like to get more involved with the Masons, but they seem to look down on us from what I can gather. Yes. Although I do know a couple of Masons who do support us. So
we do have some supporters that are Masons, so it's not...
No, it's not complete
overall,
No.
Now, Ray, if we're doing this in February of 26, what would you like to say was your legacy for 25?
My legacy for 25?
What would you like to accomplish?
Well, I'd like to get some overseas lodges set up under the banner of the Grand Lodge of Cyprus. I would like to push us forward in doing something more to get recruitment involved. Let's build ourselves. Let's move from strength to strength.
Yeah, I agree.
Sort of stop hiding the bushel, or the light under the bushel.
Yeah, we do need to be out there a bit more. And I think something like this could be great. I mean, we've got our own Facebook page.
Yeah.
We've got our own website.
We have.
So people do use it. And people from outside the organisation look at it. I mean, I tend anything I get now, I always share with friends, which will, in my case, be a lot of the Hash House Harriers as well, which are great. Most of them are on my friends list. It involves family at home in the UK. It involves other buffs at home in the UK.
It keeps everyone updated about what's going on, basically. If people have been away or have not heard anything for a while, as soon as they go onto Facebook, everything about our events and everything upcoming is all on there. So it's a very good means of communication. And it is used by quite a lot of people. So it's definitely helps us take that step forward.
Yes, I mean, it's something I've never seen happening anywhere else.
Yeah.
So it's got to be, a good move for us.
And of course, Buffed Up in Cyprus is going to be happening at least once a month.
Once a month, yes.
Yeah,
on a definite.
We'll be putting out at least one podcast a month at the moment. More if a need arises. If you do have any questions that you want to particularly ask about the Buffs, then please feel free to email or go onto the website, the Grand Lodge of Cyprus website at glc.org. And message us, and that message will get put through to us, and we'll put it to whoever our guest is, or we'll try and answer it for you or find the answer.
As best as we can.
As best as we can. We'll try not to use rule,
our rule section C/B.
Yeah.
B, yes.
Yeah. Was that something that you found daunting? Because we did ask Noff this, all the rules and regulations and frequent references to bylaws that never existed. And
yeah, it is quite daunting. And there are times when something comes up and you think, well, do I know anything about that? There's somewhere in the back of the mind Yeah, we did change something, or we did do something. We've got some experts on it here.
Have a few.
Yeah, so it's easy to, just enlighten me.
Yes, so we in fact have a member who's been a member since Noah built that little boat. So we'll be having a chat with him in the near future as well.
I'm looking forward to that one.
But Brother Ray, is there anything you'd like to say in closing?
I'd like to say, yes, please come and join us. It will enlighten your life.
There you go. And also, if you don't want to particularly join, you can always attend the functions if you want to get involved some way. Just as Josh said, have a look at the Facebook page.
Yeah, we're all on that.
All the events come up there. We've just had Burns Night. We've got Brother Ray's 42nd birthday coming up towards the end of this month. You've only been in the Buffs for 40 years, so it's got to be your 42nd, surely. You did say early retirement. But yeah, please just get involved. Lots of fun days like the golf day, and no doubt there'll be other things coming up during the course of the year as well.
I'm sure you'll be made very, very welcome.
It's been a
Anybody
pleasure
wants to join us.
hearing from you, Brother Ray, and all the best for the future year. Obviously, we're a big part of it, so the support from the brothers is there.
Yes, thank you.
And I am 100% sure you will do smashingly.
I will try my hardest, I can assure you.
That's all you can do. Thank you very much.